The Saints raised ticket prices, but don't worry about that. I fought the cap nerds today. I fought every single one of them, Dave, and I thunder dunked all of them. Thomas, hit the intro.
Welcome to Saints Happy Hour podcast. We never skip a drink day.
Budrich wants to know how the doctor's doing.
That ended.
Now grab a drink and enjoy the show.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. As always, we are brought to you by Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. Oh my God! Kevin is here.
Oh yeah, hey!
What the
Appropriate
hell?
opening. Appropriate opening.
It is. We got Kevin not only on tonight's show, but the Saints raised ticket prices. The Saints had some coaching news. Let's have opinions about guys 99% of us didn't even know existed until the Saints hired them 5 minutes ago. Should the Saints defense change to a 3-4? And I am going to dunk some more thunder dunk on the cap nerds. I was dominating them all day today. We'll get into that, plus trivia and a mailbag. As always, if we reach $100 in donations, I will drink something horrible the patrons have sent me. Today, I got Vince from Maine, one of the B-52's disgusting shot. That's like cherry liqueur and like fake dairy milk you get in a can. And then I got the granddaddy. I got mango habanero, Old Smoky.
Wait, that's half drinking. Is it half drink?
Half drank. It's like a
half drank because I put it in the Malta boot.
Oh, you already drank.
I feel like Dave pouring shots on the live stream. It makes me nervous. I'm crippled. I like to prep before. I had my wife, like she dresses me. I had her pour the shot. Now, she's doing important things. She's outside wrapping the pipe.
Wrapping the pipe?
You unwrapped them after the last one. You should have kept them wrapped until winter was over, you idiot.
That's what I told her. She didn't listen. She didn't listen. So
I just keep mine wrapped year round. They're like permanently wrapped.
Yeah, why? It's the way to go.
What else is permanently wrapped year round, Dave?
So get the donations flowing. And Thomas, how many weeks are we away from Only Hands?
Yeah, let's check that out. We are 79 on a 79-week donation streak, so we have 25 weeks to go for.
Oh, this is a piece of cake. This is a
layout. Yes.
Yeah, it's like an easy prison sentence. You can do this standing on my head.
So originally, like the rundown, I did it Sunday. I was like, the Saints make coaching hires. We'll get to that. 3-4 defense. We'll get to that. But then, Dave, all of a sudden, Monday,
Kevin showed up, and we got to do a love update.
We got to do a love update.
We'll
get to that.
I hope you're not kidding.
I'm kidding.
I hope you're not kidding.
Well, later. Not now.
Kevin,
Can we do your on the way?
We don't
need to start the show with a Kevin love update and scare away all of the new people who are just tuning in for the first time.
Well, here's
like, what the F am I listening to?
So here's the thing. We were going to do like Saints news, but then I opened up my SeatGeek, Dave, and I see an invoice for $100 more. And at first I was like, $100 more. That's not that big of a ticket increase. But then I realized, no. They don't have 9 games this year. They have 8. So my tickets went up 15%. Thank God they only won 5 games, Kevin. If they'd have won 10, they might have wanted a goddamn kidney from me. I'm out.
How do you look at past years? How do you look at your past years? I'm gonna try and log into mine now.
Like you go into SeatGeek and you just go to payment and they have all the invoices. I got like 10 years of invoices. The ticket prices, they only go one way. I'm outraged because all right. Yeah, go ahead. Maybe would it have been better if they do like a couple increases over a few years, or is it just better that they just hit us without the lube, Dave? What's the best way
without the lube?
Without
wrapping the pipe.
Yeah, no, actually, so we were discussing this before the podcast, and I stopped myself from saying anything because I wanted it to be fresh and I wanted to talk about it live on air, and I didn't want it to be tainted. Mine actually. Okay, so last year I paid $5,240 for 2 tickets in the Plaza level, $52.40, and this year mine is $53.40. So yeah, it's only an extra. Mine's only an extra $100.
But it's one less game.
Yeah, but mine only went up $100. I have to imagine I pay a lot more than Ralph does. So Ralph going up $100
See,
is
Kevin,
a larger
that's the advantage of
percentage.
me and you sitting with the poors.
Is a larger percent. Like me going up only going up $100 is like a fraction of a percent. So if that's the case, I'm okay with it. But what I was going to say, regardless, even if it was up 15%, I hate it. Like, obviously we're all dealing with it now. This whole entire country is, I want to say, on edge as far as inflation and all that stuff is concerned. And obviously this is no different. But that's to be expected because prices for sporting events
Deception!
Right?
Dave's Tulane math. I think that jersey proves the board correct.
Oppenheimer!
By the way,
20
Oppenheimer, I got to think
super
Tulane
chat.
is a clown college for people that aren't, or just listen to the audio only version. Oppenheimer's been like,
and I'll be honest, I'll be honest with you. Like if they were trotting out Dennis Allen again, like I would really consider seriously not renewing my season tickets. I mean, last year I thought about it a little bit. I wouldn't say I thought about it seriously, but I gave it a moment. I sat on it for a minute. I marinated on it for a minute. But I think if you're gonna go up in price, this is probably the year you're going to do it because you're going to be like, well, I don't know. Who knows? Kellen Moore might be good. You don't want to miss out. You got that FOMO kind of thing going on. Like, if like next year, honestly, then again, Kellen Moore will be his first year. Then they'll say, well, that's just his first year. You got to come back because now it's his second year and he's. So, I mean, anyway, the timing of it is like this is going to be the year to do it. You got a new coach. You've got a lot of question marks, a lot of unknowns, and usually those unknowns. I don't know. It's just human nature, I guess. But those unknowns usually come with positivity for some reason. I don't know why.
Kevin, getting rid of Derek Carr.
Kevin.
Correct. Also, yeah. I mean, again, I would put that in the category of that's an unknown, and Kevin is projecting positivity on the situation by hoping and suggesting that they get rid of Derek Carr.
Kevin, you're a dirty hippie and dabble in communism like me. Are you as outraged at Gail Benson and her billionaire self raising our ticket prices? Not considering the common man.
Pro football hasn't considered the common man in many years. I wish to submit to you all a pamphlet that I received.
I thought you wrote it.
No. I subscribe to other people's newsletters. I don't write my own pamphlets or manifestos. Obviously, all these owners want is to have an asset that they can buy for, at whatever amount. Like right now, you're going to see these billionaire owners, or you're seeing these billionaire owners angling for the city or the state to pay for new stadiums or other sorts of facilities without digging into their own pocket. It's like, then they're raising concession prices, they raise ticket prices, they raise the PL, whatever they call them.
Well, the Saints don't have that, thankfully.
Well, right, but I'm saying other teams have them.
Andrew, here's
all these other kinds of things, and it becomes harder and harder for regular people to decide to go to a game.
Well, I'll say that New Orleans is thankfully one of the last places with like regular middle class people mostly make up the stadium, kinda. But Andrew, I was going to ask you this: with the Saints raising up the ticket price, whether you're okay with it or whatever, does it change your expectations in this way, in that you are going to be less likely to stomach if they cut Derek Carr and they're like going to punt on 2025 and do like a full rebuild? Because now I got to be honest, like, you raise up my ticket prices 15%. You better give me, like, I don't have to have you be like a Super Bowl contender or even have a winning record, but you got to give me competitive price, like a decent product somewhere along the line. Like, your offense, you got to try to be respectable, because your defense is probably going to be trash. We'll talk about that in a minute. But like, I can't go to these games and have like Spencer Rattler and Kenny Pickett as my quarterbacks 7 or 8 weeks. I can't deal with it. Is this ticket price, the increase, does it change your expectations of what you want, or what you're expecting for the season?
So I was just looking at it on my phone as well, and I'm in a similar situation. My tickets went up $80 year over year. Now, again, they have one less home game, so if you amortize that over 8 games instead of 9.
Hey, Andrew, let's hear how much your tickets cost. Let's have a bougie off here, because I think I'm gonna be the less bougie one here. I think this is gonna help me in my favor.
I think you actually pay more than I do, because I'm in the end zone.
Suck on this, bitch.
Wow. One of Dave's tickets could cover both of mine, just for...
I don't know. I also just did the math on how much I'm paying per game, and I'm almost, honestly, because I don't ever look at it like that. And obviously, like, I own a business, and so some of this is like a business expense.
What kind of business is it, Dave?
It's a I
You're
take
a
clients out
T-shirt
and entertain
magnate.
them.
You got the 2,000 square foot shop.
Nice.
Oh man, good
Glad to
setup.
have you back, Kevin.
So anyway, well, I was just gonna say I'm in a similar situation as Dave, but I also agree with Dave. Like, inflation, yada yada. Like, you come to expect that. As long as my job continues to pay me, with at the same rate as inflation, and I think, yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's precious.
That's funny.
Oh, that's so precious.
And
adorable. As long as, I don't know. I mean, I guess, like, I don't really, like, I've been a Saints season ticket holder since 2003, and I don't really, like, I respect that this fluctuates. Like, I don't think I ever expected this team to be as
Well,
good as they were
hold on.
with Drew Brees.
Oh.
Like, I never expected
what?
us to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, what fluctuates? The price?
No, like, just the cyclical nature of winning and losing. So, like,
right.
I don't know that I ever will.
It's like buying a stock. It's like buying a stock. Like, if if you're buying a stock for a long-term investment and you're planning on never touching it for 20 years, like, yeah, it's going to go up and down. If you keep
go down,
and if you keep staring at it, and if you keep staring at it and you stare at it at the wrong time, you're going to be like, oh shit, this is bad. I got to get out. But if you never looked at it for 20 years, and then 20 years later you look at it and you're like, holy shit, this is up 400 or 500%. I can't believe that this is great.
EJ,
so look, I mean,
EJ
I think
cap
if it was
increase.
a financial thing for me, like, I'm obviously, that would, if I lost my job or something, like, that would change the calculus. But money aside, like, I'm a Saints fan. I love the team. I'm totally committed to being a season ticket holder. So, like, I understand that there's going to be years where it's great and there's going to be years where it's awful, and I don't know. That's all part of the journey, all part of the experience. So. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't place, like, they have to stick with this coach, or they have to fire this guy, or they have to make this move at quarterback. Otherwise, I'm out. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm a Saints fan. Like, I don't operate that way.
I mean, I'm honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this, but, like, I'm doing the math, like, 2000. Never mind. 2020 was different. I shouldn't do that.
Well, here's the...
Well, no. 2021 was the same. Okay, so I mean, like. Look, I'm looking at past prices, and I mean, if you can go all the way back to 2020, and I was paying for 2 tickets total, $578 a game. That's for 2 tickets, so half that per ticket.
Oh, I was gonna say $578 a ticket. That
No, $578 for 2 tickets, half that per ticket.
Yeah,
and this year I'm only at And so that was 5 years ago. And this year I'm at like 667.
Why
so
are you not in?
I'm only.
Why? They're not as enraged as me.
So I'm only up 100. So I mean, like I'm only up. It's only up $100 over 5 years, and I mean that's almost kind of reasonable. Honestly.
I want to
I hate to say that, but
I want blood to run in the streets. I'm enraged because I got to fly into these games, man, and this schedule is horrible. And I got to fly into half these. I'm gonna go to like half these games. I'm gonna eat.
You're paying more because you got to pay airfare.
I got to pay and I got to fly. Hopefully,
that's not something that a normal season ticket holder has to take into account.
I worry that I'm gonna have to eat like half these tickets. But anyway, there was something.
You might have to take a bath on the calculus, but you won't. I don't think. But yeah, I mean, look. Here's the thing: they can keep doing this as long as it's sold out. Like they continue to sell out the Superdome in advance. Like they've done that since 2006. So like,
I see.
What do you mean? No, that's a fact. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. They have sold out every games since 2006. Every single one of those.
They stopped raising those banners. They stopped raising those banners. They used to raise banners for those. They stopped raising those banners. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah. I know. Well, I'm just saying, like, they have sold out season tickets since 2006. So, like, the minute they stop doing that, then there's an argument, I think, for prices to either hold or stay lower. But until fans start saying no mas and they're not selling out, like, of course they're going to raise rates. Welcome to America.
For actual Saints news today.
Doesn't mean you have.
This was Saints news. What? This is Saints news.
Well, this was.
There is a.
Like,
wait a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. You and your Saints. We're talking about standing with the proletariat here, Ralph.
That's right. We are.
And I'm trying to make a point here. Andrew's talking about, well, this is the price of doing business. This is America, baby, yada yada yada, and we're doing the little, actually, this is the Eddie Guerrero, but the Childish Gambino dance in that video. But there's a great line from the intro of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and I think about it routinely. It's, you lost today, kid, but it doesn't mean you have to like it. Okay? So just because America has descended into a technocratic, we're in late stage capitalism, technocratic shithousery right now, and we have been for a long time. This didn't just happen last month. Everybody calm down. But it's been this way for a while, and until folks start putting their foot down or their fist down, we're gonna.
I need to bang my one good arm and make things happen.
We're gonna keep getting. We're gonna keep getting it up the tailpipe, and our pipes. The pipes will not be wrapped when it happens.
Well, that's a great segue, Kevin, because I'm going to tell you who took it up the. I'm going to tell you who took it up the tailpipe today. The Cap Nerds.
There we go.
I gave it to the Cap Nerds. The Cap was projected by the Nerds at 270 to 272 million. It's going to come in at 279.5 million. I gave it to them. They've been wrong. Like every year since COVID, the over the cap guy, the sport track guy, they were all like, well, I was within 7 million. What do you want? I'm like, dude, I looked at the cap from 2023 and I said it went up 13.5% to 2024. So I just looked at the 2024 cap and I did 13%. And I came in at $286 million. And I was as close to that as you two nerds. And y'all have websites and your whole brand is, I know the cap. I know. They're like, it's hard to project the cap. It's difficult. And he listed all these things. I'm like, it ain't my job, man. That's your thing. The whole salary cap projection, they don't know what they're doing. They just pick a number out the freaking air like I did. And the Saints, Andrew, they're going to get like 8 million more cap space. I know they're in the hole, like they're going to end up in the hole like $46 million. So it doesn't like give them money to spend. But my point is, like, we do this every year. the nerds tell us what the number's going to be, and the number ends up being like $10 million over what they say, because the NFL just craps money out, and now they have Amazon and YouTube and all of it. And I gave it to the cap nerds. I was very proud of myself. They moved the goalpost on me, and they were like, the Saints still suck. They're still $47 million over. You're still in cap hell, blah, blah, blah. But
that's not moving the goalpost. That's just mentioning other facts.
but Andrew, I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, they were trying to gaslight you a little bit.
They were.
I felt, yeah.
But I feel good about, like,
this all happened on Twitter. Was this something that I apparently missed? There was a whole Twitter party on Ralph's timeline.
Yeah.
And I guess I missed this. I'm
Jason from over the cap and Ralph.
Oh, really?
Going at it a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy actually from OTC.
Yeah. And Ralph.
When was this?
Ralph,
I'm gonna go look.
I was proud of Ralph. Like he dropped this bomb. He's like, well, this is like the 4th year in a row you've undershot it by like 7 to 8 million. So like, why does that keep happening? And then he was like, why don't you just budget 7 to 8 million more next year and maybe you'll get it right?
I was mad.
When did this happen?
It was with my lunch, when I was eating my lunch. I was salty.
Today?
I'm just tired of the nerds have been beating on us good for the last like 3 years. Kevin and I had to give it back to them. But like, where are we with the cap, in a sense of I don't want to get into a Derek Carr discussion, like what should they do on that move, but I feel like this is going to be the last year of this. Like they have $65 million in space next year. They're going to steal $47 million of it to get even this year, and then next year the cap will go up $10 million more over what the nerds say it is, and the Saints are going to have cap space, and Kevin will get to do actual shows about free agency next year.
Yeah, like right now, the exciting thing is just going to be whatever we do in the draft this year and next. Look, I'm all for hoping we get minimum 11 picks this year and next. Just build up with rookies and stuff, but next year, 2026.
11 picks minimum? You think we're trading down?
It's happening.
Yes.
Good luck with that, man.
I'm manifesting it. Listen, I read The Alchemist again recently. I am manifesting positive things. So that's what we're doing. We're manifesting extra draft picks this year and next. We're going to get 22 total in 2 years.
Wow.
22 total over 2 years. But you combine that with the money that Ralph explained on top of everything we save off of whoever gets either cut or designated for a post-June 1st thing or whatever. This is fine. This can be managed.
Well, the thing is, Andrew, what is better for the cap? Not getting into should they, will they, do you want it? What's the best avenue for the cap for 2026? Is it cutting Derek Carr in June 1st? Is it post June 1st, pre June 1st, not touching his contract at all and cutting him next March? What's the best cap outcome for 2026? If you were just like, I want the best cap situation I can have, and that's what I'm going to do. What's that? What do you do with Derek Carr to get that?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think June 1st would get you out of that post June 1st would get you out of that contract this year if you wanted to go that route. Mm-hmm. I think the cap, it's like, I feel like I argue out of both sides of my mouth a little bit with this because people make it's a big deal and it's not, you know. I feel like the Saints can fix this in a year if that's what they decide to do. Like you said, there's several moves they can make to where They will enter next offseason cap compliant if that's what they prioritize. If they don't prioritize that and they're fine being 20 million over next year, they can spend a little bit on free agency. They can keep Derek Carr, and like it's not going to be as bad as it's been. Like at one point, it was 100 million over to start the offseason. So it's like half that now, and they can either like keep swinging singles and it'll be 20 million over and 10 million over, or they could like say no. I want to go into next offseason with $20 million in cap space. And so, yeah, I think the tricky thing really is, especially with these contracts where you have to take a lot of dead money, it's just assessing like who you want to keep and who you don't. I really think it's about like, you look at these contracts of DeMario Davis and Taysom Hill and Derek Carr and, these aging guys, Cam Jordan. It's like, do you stick it out for one more year or is it time to pull the ripcord? And like, it's not the same answer across the board. So you take every one of those players in isolation, and I think you make a decision. And so I think it will be getting out of some of those, not all of them. And so it'll continue to be kind of a slow progressive. Now, the challenge is you can't spend a ton in free agency. They can get some guys, but they're not, it's like it's going to be this Chase Young. It's going to be that kind of thing, swinging for singles all over again. So they're not going to be big spenders in free agency. And the reality is they're going to have to draft well. They have to get good young players.
You have a thought?
I do. I had a quick question. If we designate Derek Carr post June 1st cut, am I allowed to stop giving a shit about him pre June 1st?
Yeah.
Am I still allowed to do that? Can I do that now?
He can sign with another team like March 17th or whatever it is.
Officially, Dave, you can stop giving a damn as soon as the Adam Schefter tweet hits your phone. As soon as the notification hits your phone, you can stop
asking for a friend.
It's funny that you asked that because while I've been a Derek Carr defender, I feel like I've had his back.
I want to go on record too. I'm the same way.
I don't think he's from him. It's not like I have this affinity for Derek Carr to where I'm going to follow him wherever he goes.
No. Saints Twitter has told me that you are the Kevin Costner to his Whitney Houston, and that he will come running out of the small jet flying away from New Orleans to kiss you dramatically on the tarmac.
That's
like
you're Jack and he's Rose.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'll tell you what is amazing and is worth the kiss on the tarmac. That's Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. It's a strawberry whiskey blended with aged wheat whiskey, American light whiskey, Cocktail and Sons, strawberry and lemon syrup, fresh strawberries from Jonesdale Farm in Ponchatoula, Louisiana. It's 86. The whiskey is blended and bottled at the Sugarfield Distillery in Gonzales, Louisiana. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a bottle to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is supporting Saints Happy Hour all football season long through the draft. So support the show. Support the people who support the show. I've drank too much in the pregame.
Support the show too, guys.
I apologize. Grab a bottle of Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey today. It's amazing. Kevin, I poured way too much in my.
Yeah, I can see that.
In my Saints Super Bowl champion
It's
mug.
a very beautiful pink drink.
It is. It's amazing.
Looks tiki-esque.
It's strawberry
tiki
lemonade
adjacent.
And strawberry.
It's definitely not tiki.
Yeah. So, Thomas, give us a donation update. I don't hear the thing running. We may be not getting.
What's going on? Oppenheimer. Look at the jersey, Oppenheimer. Look at the jersey. I'm flaunting it in front of your face, Oppenheimer. I've got the Tulane Mardi Gras retro baseball throwback. Hudak offer, thank you.
Derek, forgot to unmute the donations.
Yes, you did. Yes, you sure
Let
did.
me replay it.
And look, if you donate more money.
Intercept Dave.
Ralph with the segue. Let's make him drink, folks.
Who that go for 20 buckaroos super chat? We had $40, so we are $60 away from first drink.
This is gonna be like Major League too, where Major League also. The original Major League, where if you donate, I'll start taking more pieces of clothing off of my body. Like, if we get to 100, I'll take the hoodie off, and you'll see the Jester Wave, Angry Wave, Mardi Gras logo. I know Oppenheimer wants some.
And if you donate enough, you know what you're gonna see, and nobody's gonna see that. You know,
that's OnlyHands. You're gonna have to pay separately for that for the OnlyHands.
Interception! Wow.
There it is.
That jersey needs to be turned into ashes.
This streak is alive.
Wow.
And that's
too easy.
Oppenheimer here.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
I feel I'm gonna drink the. I poured it out already, like I explained. Did I explain that on the pregame, the pregame, or the live stream?
You explained it live.
That was on the live stream. Yes.
I want to know how Oppenheimer feels about the season ticket price increase.
Yeah,
he's fine.
He's in a suite, man. He's
sitting next to Dave in his Tulane shirt.
No, he makes Andrew and I look
under Gale.
Yeah, he makes Andrew and I look like peasants, like Ralph.
I'm sitting in
peasants.
All right, go ahead and put a 9. Ralph has done this one a few times now.
Tulane peasant. Wait a second, Ralph. Let me switch. All right.
Yeah, here we go.
Give it a 9. Go ahead,
then
Thomas.
You're in the middle for a
preemptively.
Preemptively.
Do it, Ralph. Just do it. Now you have to do the other half, right? That was just half of it. He's got to do the other half.
No, I thought he just pours out the one shot.
Lame. Ooh, spicy.
That fire hits, boy. Here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest with the people. My wife was at like a birthday dinner, so I was getting Max ready for bed and all, and I was drinking while I was getting him ready for bed. But I made a bad choice. I was eating pineapple sunshine cake while drinking, and that may have been a mistake because my stomach is just like
no, that was a good choice, guys. Donate more.
So is
what's
that
the rating?
A 9 then, Ralph?
It's a 9. It's a 9. The habanero is so.
Let me remind you, a 9 is Malort quality, man.
I mean, it's Malort. It's different from Malort in that Malort just tastes disgusting and lingers. The habanero burns, my throat burns, but the thing is the habanero just absolutely obliterates my insides. Malort doesn't really do that. Malort just tastes
You got
bad.
that jaw, get him.
It just tastes awful. But the habanero, man, it's like a blowtorch into my intestines. It's just not it's not good.
Well, forget
Kevin,
the B-52. Maybe we should just do another shot of that.
Oh my God! If y'all get to this, we're seriously in puking territory tonight. I'm just gonna let you know.
Jesus.
So, Kevin, I was thinking of you. By the way, nice job. If you didn't watch the Friday show with me and Kevin, that we gave it to patrons early, and it's on YouTube now. We talked about Brandon Staley. We talked about Chase Hazlitt being like 12 years old, and Staley's gigantic head and his small body. But Kevin, I was thinking of you. If the Saints hire him, Brandon Staley, as people think they will, potentially they go to a 3-4. How many of your previous mock drafts get burned and thrown in the trash?
Brother, nearly all of them get burned and thrown. Like I've said this on the show when we were doing the mocks on some of those Friday shows. I said everything from the time I started doing them once we hit like 2 and 7 up and through bowl season. I said you toss those right out. Then you can toss the next batch out after the Senior Bowl or whatever. Then you can toss the next batch out once the combine hits and we actually start getting those RAS scores.
But do you have to reevaluate because do you have to like change direction and go and focus? How difficult is it to focus on 3-4? Because we've been running the 4-3 for so long.
Okay, listen. The defensive line is still crap. The Saints still need help at linebacker, and the Saints still need help in the secondary. So, the aristocrats, there you go, man. Like, okay, so maybe I'm only grabbing one defensive tackle instead of looking at grabbing two. Maybe I'm grabbing two linebackers in the draft, thinking that they'll have a chance at playing. Okay. Like, Jude, jump in here. You say
Dave,
I think it would definitely change the prototype of the player and the type. I mean, you got guys that are edge, but they fit a 3-4 better than a 4-3 and vice versa. I mean, the old adage, the old saying is that your 3-4 really starts with a massive nose tackle. So those are limited jobs, right? Like, because there's not a lot of teams that run a 3-4, but if you are one of those teams and you need that space eater, that plug that's just going to eat space, and he's probably 330 pounds of pure fat muscle.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Like that's, you need to go find that guy, and that guy doesn't get a job on a 4-3 team, So it's kind of like the fullback. It's a little bit of a dying art.
Dave,
I think we need to I think we should just lay out who Kellen Moore has hired so far as like Saints coaches.
He's hired a bunch of children to run his offense. They're all children.
Well,
David.
I know, and
I
that Jim Haslett has a kid coaching in the NFL. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
He hired Ross kid, Max. Max is coaching for the Saints.
Dave, I thought of you today too. The Saints hired a new director of sports science. During the interview, did they ask him any questions besides what do you think about stretching?
Yeah, what do you think about stretching before you go out there and start playing? No, but I mean, seriously, so far they've added, I'm looking at this now, they've added a 37-year-old quarterback coach from the Eagles, Scott Tolzien, or whatever. They've added a 35-year-old run game coordinator, TJ Paganetti, who is obviously working with Saquon.
That's a nice Italian boy, Dave.
Look, the Eagles... I had a little bit of an affinity for the Eagles this year and for previous years because they are heavy on the Italian influence. They have a lot of them wear the Italian flag on their sideline gear. So
similar colors to Tulane.
Chase Haslett, 32, tight ends coach. Brendan Nugent, 41, offensive line coach. All these guys are younger than all of us on this podcast right now, 41 being the oldest. Brandon Staley would be 42. He's also younger than all of us. But
there it is.
Dave, the age of these guys, I know that you weren't getting the second.
I love it. I freaking love it.
Kellen Moore wasn't the attractiveness level, but does it compensate a little bit that his whole staff is young like him?
I love it. I mean, let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard a talking point? Have you ever heard anybody say a young staff that sucks? There's no such thing. There's no young coaches out there that suck. I feel like they always I don't know. I just feel like they always do well. I'm happy. I love it. These guys are like the young prodigy. They're probably all into. I know Staley is. I know Kellen Moore is. They're all into the stats. They're all into the books. All that.
Kevin,
shit.
People on the live stream are seeing this picture and they have no idea what it is. Explain to them what it is.
We have two different. We have three different pictures that are not what I had in mind.
I don't know what is going on.
We have a picture of
Brock
current aged Brock Lesnar on the left with the sword tattoo on his chest.
Terrible.
We have in the middle the most beautiful GQ-esque photo of actor Holt McCallany, who played the dad in the Iron Claw movie. He was in Fight Club. He was in the TV series, the Netflix TV series Mindhunter. Very haggard-looking fella, not this nice and handsome as you're seeing on this particular photo. And then on the right, you have Hazlitt's son with the shaved head. And I told Ralph last week that that the picture that I was looking at of Hazlitt's son looks like if you combined Brock Lesnar with Holt McCallany, you would get the Hazlitt boy. Unfortunately, we've used old Brock Lesnar and smooth-faced.
I mean, I gotta say, I can see it.
I can see it.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Younger Brock Lesnar has a very babyish face, and has the smile or the terrifying grin that you would get from the Hazlitt kid. And just this whole, I'm gonna have nightmares about this Holt McCallany picture coming after me. Because this is too much. This looks like if he was an American Psycho instead of Christian Bale. That's what this looks like. But yeah. So that's what we're seeing right now. These are the sorts of observations I make. I don't make observations like, what's Hazlitt's kid gonna teach? Yeah, there we go. There you go. That's older Brock Lesnar with a bit of a shit-eating grin there.
Do we welcome Jim Hazlitt back into the Saints?
No, we do not. No, I'll answer for everybody. No.
You keep him away from my linebackers.
Jim Hazlitt can drop his son off
with aggression.
Can drop his son off at the curb with his bag lunch and his lunchbox, and then drive away.
If
somebody will
walk, gives advice to Kellen Moore about what linebackers he should draft, Moore should draft the opposite.
What? Did Jim Hazlitt? Did he ever draft a half decent linebacker with the Saints?
No.
James Allen had that touchdown in overtime versus the Bucs. That one.
Jeff Ireland is better at drafting defensive ends in the first round.
Wow. I didn't even think. I had forgotten completely about Jim Hazlitt's affinity for terrible linebackers.
Colby Bockwalt, ladies and gentlemen.
Colby Bockwalt.
Actually, I don't know if he drafted him, but he was on the team.
He was. They had Colby Bockwalt. They had Alfred Fincher, Courtney Watson, C. Grant.
Colby Bockwalt was the best one.
Oh God, he was drafted by the Saints, 7th round in 2004 out of Brigham Young.
Cedric Hodge was garbage.
There you go. And
James Allen was garbage. C. Grant. I mean, just
C. Grant.
It was just linebacker
after
linebacker of just
Jesus. That was like a trip down memory lane. Yeah, I remember that.
It would have been better not picking a guy and saving the cap space.
Right. It was like the Jason David effect.
Jason David was way better than any of them.
Yeah, it would have been better just not drafting a guy than actually drafting a linebacker.
Do you remember when the Saints were good and complaining about Scott Shanley, like the Saints continually failing to bring in a linebacker that could unseat Scott?
Couldn't beat him. Could not beat him out.
Right. Well,
6 years.
In that era with Jim Hazlitt, it was Darren Smith, this veteran linebacker, Smith, who was absolutely terrible. And we could never unseat him. He was like another year of starting Darren Smith because none of these young guys
can't push him out.
It was like Scott Shanley, but 100 times worse.
Well, speaking of bad linebackers, they're going to need more linebackers potentially if they go to the 3-4.
All right, what is the difference? Because I'm remembering everybody in our Discord, which you can join if you are subscribed to the Patreon and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Just give us your money.
Yeah. So people in the Discord keep saying, well, what is a 3-4 and what is a 3-3-5? Because Ralph comes in with it's going to be a 3-3-5. And so I'm trying to figure out what does this look like? Is it edge defender, defensive tackle, edge defender, 4 linebackers, 2 corners, and 2 safeties?
It's kind of like a 3 because you're going to play. The thing is, Andrew,
You lived through the Dome Patrol. What are you talking about?
But that was
Dome
30
Patrol
years
was
ago,
3-4.
man. Teams play
but
3 wide
back
receivers.
then all teams were in the I formation.
Yeah, like teams play nickel 50. Teams play nickel or dime like 50 to 55% of the time. So
yeah,
it's going to be like a 3. But Kevin, it's going to be like a 3-3, and it's going to be different. But the thing is, Andrew was just chastising me on one of our calls because I was like, "Oh my God, the defense! If they go to the 3-4, they'll have to blow it up. It'll be horrific." And Andrew like texted me all these stats about the Saints defense and how they were like 30th and like or lower in every single one of them. And it's like they were trash, Ralph. You've forgotten how bad they were. And I looked it up, and you were right, Andrew. Like last against the run, like the defense was horrifically bad. So it's not like they're nuking anything worth keeping.
So Jude, walk me through what does this look like? What does a lineup like this look like? I trust you with X's and O's.
So traditional 3-4 would be 3 defensive linemen, and kind of like I told you, the nose tackle is typically like a plug guy that's bigger than your average defensive tackle, right?
Well, defensive tackles tend to be like 330 already.
Well, I would say that
but in a 3-4, they got to be the big boy.
I think a lot of defensive tackles are a shade under 300 now because they want them to be leaner and quicker and, get pass rush. And so, a lot of those guys like Brian Bresee, like they might be 290 something. But yeah, you want kind of like a guy that's 320 plus if you're going to have a nose tackle. And then the ends tend to be a little bit bigger. So, like, whereas, kind of your pass rushing specialist that may dip into like, the 250, 240 range, like you don't want ends. So the ends have to be better run stoppers, and they have to be a little bit bigger in size. Yep. And then you've got your linebackers. So you have 2 edge guys who are typically your best pass rushers, right? And so those are your Khalil Macks, like guys like that. So they're going to be very bendy. They're going to be a little bit more fleet of foot, your outside linebackers. They're basically pass rushers, but they're going to be a little bit lighter than your traditional defensive ends. So, like the Saints have always loved, Cam Jordan type defensive ends in terms of size, Davenport type guys. Those guys can't really play outside linebacker in a 3-4 scheme. So you need guys that are a little bit like a Barkevius Mingo type of prototype.
Like what are we talking weight-wise? 230, 240?
Probably not. Yeah, I mean they could be 230, but that's probably the ballpark. And then the middle linebackers tend to be a little bit bigger. The thing that's nice about it is when you get in pass rushing situations, you've got these linebackers and you can blitz any of them. So I think it's trickier. The pro to the system, the con is run defense is a lot harder, especially if you don't have a good nose tackle that eats space, right? Because they can double team him, and if they can move the nose tackle around, then they can run on you all day. So that part's really important. It places more emphasis on the linebackers filling gaps. So whereas like a 4-3, the defensive linemen are filling those gaps, and then the linebackers can kind of play downstream and just make plays, right? Like now there's more emphasis placed on the in-run defense for the linebackers to fill gaps. So especially your middle linebackers, you want them to be a little bigger, ideally. And then, so that's the con. But the pro is when you're pass rushing, I think it's a lot harder for an offensive line to block that because instead of 4 down linemen where, they can do twists and stunts and, like they can do fancy stuff. But like at the end of the day, like there's 4 guys. If the team doesn't blitz, just block the 4 guys in front of you. But with 3 down linemen and 4 linebackers behind them, like you don't know where that 4th or 5th pass rusher is coming from. And so they can disguise like who they send, who they drop in coverage. So I think it can be a little bit trickier that way for an offensive line. But yeah, so anyway, I'm kind of getting long-winded, but the point that Ralph made is there's so much nickel now. And I think this is where like good defensive coordinators, good guys become really creative. It's like Ralph said, like, if you need a 5th defensive back because you're a nickel so much, and a lot of teams are running, past the 3 receiver sets, you would have 5 defensive backs, but like you could do a 3-3 where you take one linebacker out. Now you've got 1 middle linebacker and 2 edge guys, but it's still like you don't know where that pressure is coming from. Some 3-4 teams will go 4 down linemen. They will go to basically a 4 front. So anyway, you want to have some. I think it's way more. It's become so hybrid because teams have more receivers on the field that like there's less of a discrepancy in my mind between a 4-3 and a 3-4 than there used to be. If that makes sense.
And Kevin mentioned it before when we were talking about. He's like, well, they're bad at this, they're bad at that. But if they go to the 3-4, Andrew, whether it's hybrid or whatever, and you had to guess at like if they were going to focus and they were going to like double dip at certain positions on the defense, where would you guess it would be? Would it be linebacker? Would it be defensive line? Where would you think they would focus in and be like, we have got, if we're going to be bad on defense, we've got to at least be okay or better here?
I mean, I think you got to have explosive edge rushers. I mean, it's possible that Granderson could lose weight and that he could try like being an edge guy, but like you're not getting that out of Chase Young. You're not getting that out of Cam Jordan. I mean, I don't even know if either of those guys would be back anyway. But Foskey is a maybe. Like he might be able to do it because he's pretty lean, but like Foskey hasn't really shown you anything. So like. I would say like they got to go get some edge guys. If they're going to really try to do this, they need some pass rushing guys that are lean, bendy, to use your favorite term. But like, yeah, I mean, that's where I would double all. Because, yeah, I mean, look, the coverage looks might change. You might want a different profile guy, but like it's not like having a physical corner that can tackle and is a little bigger. Like that's the profile they have already. So like, I don't know that they need wholesale changes at corner and safety, but like they don't have the outside edge linebackers to do this scheme right now.
Okay.
So that's where I would start. But like they kind of need an overall on the defensive line too, because you got to get that plug. You got to get bigger defensive ends, that can hold their blocks and stop the run because they don't really have that either. So yeah.
Dave, does Tulane have a fat nose tackle that we can draft?
They'd be later in the draft.
You should ask Oppenheimer that.
Oh,
no, I'm not. Yeah. I'll be honest, I'm not that first of all, our roster is not set. We've still got a portal opening coming up. So, nothing's set. But I don't think we've got anybody too big, no.
I have a question then, a follow-up question to everything Jude was saying. So, Abdul Carter, edge defender, Penn State, everybody, hype, all that kind of stuff. Probably won't be there at 9, but I've said that I had been saying, and a lot of people have been saying, boy, if he's there at 9, to hell, either people get 2 minutes to make a phone call for a trade, or you're racing up to the podium immediately to pick him. But he's allegedly 252 pounds. So that means he can't be one of the 2 edge guys. So then would you then make him one of the 2, and I got to make sure I'm spacing this right with for the screen, one of the 2 outside linebacker guys, like one of whom would be considered a rusher? Is that how that works?
No, I think you've got some guys that are so freakishly talented that they're like, what do they call those guys, Ralph? They call them agnostic, like scheme agnostic or something like that.
Like scheme proof.
Right. So I think, yeah, he can definitely pass rush standing up. He can be an edge guy for you.
Well, he could be like Pat Smith. The one thing I will say, Kevin, if he's there at 9, it probably means he's committed some sort of felony, and I would still take him.
I want to know.
I would just wait for him, like Huge did with Carl Granderson. I want to know how wait for him to get out of jail.
Either that or his knee is
with
dead.
a bouquet of flowers.
What league are you going to be playing in next year, Abdul? California Penal.
Yeah, I'd be like, what's the woman in Goodfellas that waits for Ray Liotta?
Lorraine Bracco.
Karen?
Yeah.
Lorraine Bracco. Yeah, she waits for him.
Yeah, Karen.
Yeah,
Karen.
Karen, that was all the money we had. Karen, why did you do that?
I just
They would
watched
have
that
never
last night,
found
actually.
it.
They
Yeah,
would
they
have
would've
found it.
found
I
it.
swear to
They
God,
would've
I'm
found
never going to find it.
They would've-
can't
they would've
replace-
found
You can't replace talent like that. Like he can lose 10 pounds if that's what he needs to do for the scheme. But like, I'll
Okay.
take talent over, like a perfect fit in your scheme any day.
Okay.
I thought we were talking about Ray Liotta. You can't
Ray
replace
Liotta,
him with
yeah. Ray
acting
Liotta.
talent.
Nice Italian
You're not-
man, Ray Liotta, and you can't pronounce
You're
his name.
in New York. We say Liotta.
Right. All right.
New York.
That movie's so good. Me and my wife were debating what's
It's the
better,
best. It's way better than
Goodfellas-
Godfather. It's better than
Goodfellas-
Godfather.
No, it's
That's
not. But
true, that's
Goodfellas-
true,
You haven't
Dave.
seen
That's why
Godfather.
I've
How
never-
can you know?
that's-
You haven't even, you haven't
That's why
seen
I've never.
Godfather.
That's why I've never seen it because everybody says
Don't waste
Goodfellas
time,
is
Dave.
better.
Don't waste time, man.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody says Goodfellas is better. I don't
All right,
need to be
before we
bothered.
get to trivia, Kevin,
Did we cover
people-
everything in the rundown?
Yeah,
That
we
was
did.
everything in the rundown.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Before we get to trivia, Kevin,
Yeah,
the
we got
people
love update.
demand it, they want it, they need it. A love update.
Yeah, love update is
Somewhat brief.
single, back at it, back on the dating apps. I went on a date last Friday. The date was okay, but just something was missing. Just something was missing, and just unmatched, and that was it. Just something didn't feel right, so
Just ghosted. Unmatched and ghosted.
Kevin,
In the medical profession.
No, she was in the legal
Well,
profession.
there's your problem right there.
Di
Kevin.
Marino in the chat, did she pay?
I only
No. We split.
I only bring up pain. I only
Von
bring up
Dutch.
painful. I only bring up painful memories, Kevin, because there's a chance we can make money. I had multiple people from the Discord DM me, and they were like, "If Kevin lets us choose how we'll alter the sweatshirt from the X, I'll bid on it. I want it." So I'm just, I know it's a
Maybe
painful
we need
memory,
to
but
auction
they're-
Not
the
a painful
sweatshirt.
memory. It's not a pain. Listen, here's the thing. If somebody wants to give the podcast money for that sweater, all right, start taking bids.
Sold.
we can hang.
Going
Start
once,
taking
going
bids. Do
twice.
whatever you
I'm
want.
gonna ship it to me. We're gonna put it on the hanger here. That might be Thomas. That might be one of our prizes. One of the
Next
prizes.
prize.
Big prize.
It's only been worn, I think, twice.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Speaking of auctions, by the way,
It
whenever
really
you're
feels
done, Kevin,
comfortable. Seriously, it really was a comfortable hoodie.
Never washed it or what?
what brand was it?
I don't know. I'll find out.
Making it rain.
Yeah, right.
Like this brand here. This is classic.
Hey,
is
Oppenheimer,
that-
thanks for 10 bucks super chat with donation message. Kevin needs a Polish lady. Can you help him out, Tomas? Yeah, I can help him. But maybe it's gonna be easier
Do you
for
have
him
any
to
family
find.
members?
Kevin,
No.
Thomas, I saw, speaking of Poland, I saw something on Twitter. I don't know if it's real, but it was on Twitter. So usually like 90% of Twitter is fact.
Yeah.
God.
99.
They were talking about how Poland spends more money on defense than any other country in Europe. That's not important. But what is important is I saw a picture of these hot Polish women.
Which defense, man? Like free
army
fall,
planes
or, you know?
and they had pilots in the Polish Air Force of hot Polish women. Could we get
Really?
Kevin connected to the hot Polish fighter
Yeah.
pilots?
I think it's gonna
He
be
needs to
easier to
move
find a
away from
Ukrainian
American
these days than a Polish one, man. Poland. Do you like Ukrainians, Kevin?
I feel like Ukrainian servicewoman would be busy right now. She's got a little more on her
I
mind right now.
mean,
than-
you get a
dating.
Polish woman. We could get Kevin a Polish woman. The patrons could pay for Duolingo if she doesn't know the English. And we could get
know the English.
doesn't know the English.
The English.
The English, that's right. I mean, not everybody's as fluent as Thomas. I mean, Thomas is
it's
probably
true.
like the upper 5 percentile of the Polish people, with
Probably,
Okay,
yeah.
so
looks and all that.
Sure.
Anyway, Dave, this is from Independent
Yes.
Trading Company.
Got it. Sure.
70% cotton, 30% polyester.
That's a good. Yeah, that's a decent. That's a good heavyweight hoodie. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
It's like a.
Made in
that's
China.
like yeah, well, of course. So that'll be 15% more expensive in 3 months.
Yes, right. It'll be the prize before the season starts. You can get excited for the Saints 2025 season, and you can win the MVP prize, and you can wear Kevin's pain.
There you go. The date that I met that lady
Monogramming
in Roman numerals.
Yeah, we're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna remove that.
And then
I'm
gonna take that right out. Yeah.
And then the initial there with the heart on it. You can get rid of that. Or look, hey, look, maybe you're dating or
you
married.
Want to embroider over it?
Maybe you're dating or married to somebody named Susan or Steve, and you want to keep that there.
Steve.
You know. Listen, Mrs. Gleason, if you'd like to get a hoodie for Steve, there you go.
If you wanna give that to me, I will personally give it to Steve myself.
There you go. And then
we can easily make that happen.
Just make up an anniversary for whatever this thing is. Like, like Steve, you told a really good joke on this day, and we're gonna, we just decided to commemorate the hilarity of that joke. So there you go.
Yeah, I'd buy it.
Do you even know what that date is?
He knows what it is. Kevin knows what it is.
October. It's October 11th.
No, okay.
Yeah.
No.
But is it a date of a first kiss or a first meeting?
First meeting.
First meeting, then that's a strange date.
Do you have underwear for the first time you?
No. No.
Never mind.
No,
Just
I don't
asking.
track that.
Asking for a friend. Oh, okay.
Comes off.
Well, you do so much of it. Got it.
So I'm just saying, that could be the greatest MVP prize we ever had. Just saying.
Maybe you could turn it into Tulane.
People want it. People want it. Thomas, it's time for trivia. What do you got?
No, can I want to, if he's done with his, I want to, he mentioned, we talked about auctioning it off, and I thought that was a good segue. I want to promote one last time and thank Andrew again one last time for, we had my golf tournament on Thursday. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't know there was going to. Thank you. Yes, we had the inaugural Fairways 4 football golf tournament. Here's some photos. There's Sean King. He came out. We flew him in.
Did he stay at your place?
No, he did not stay at my place. He stayed at a hotel like a normal.
Shea Dave.
He stayed in. What else we got? So Thomas Morstead came out. There's me and Dorian Williams, linebacker for the Buffalo Bills. That's Thomas Morstead. He played with a buddy of mine. We auctioned him off. That raised a lot of money. Thank you for that, Andrew. That's me and John before the tournament, just saying our words. And I had some wonderful things to say about John. But just and there's Tyler Grubbs playing with his group. There's my buddy Drew Laborde. Anyway, we do have until this coming Sunday at 8 p.m., we do have some Tulane memorabilia that's being auctioned off. If we actually have any non-Oppenheimer fans, any Tulane fans out there who are interested. Yeah, actually, you know what?
I think Oppenheimer might buy some of the memorabilia.
Yeah, I dare you. I dare you to bid on this autographed Jaquan Jackson Tennessee Titans jersey for $350.
Buy and burn it, man. Buy and burn it.
If you bid on it, win, burn it, video hit, I'll post it, patrons only.
Dare you. I dare you. But actually, the best thing we've got on there is, I think I mentioned this before, a trip with the team to Ole Miss next season. Chartered flight. You don't have to deal with TSA. You sit in the front of the plane. You're right there with coach and everybody else, and you stay with the team. Everything's taken care of. You're on the field pregame.
Place too.
I mean it's nice.
Yeah,
so you can But anyway, it was great. I met with the team today and met with Coach, and we already pinned down a date for the second annual Fairways 4th Football Classic. Hopefully I will be doing it for the current coaching staff, and I won't be doing it for a new coaching staff. But you never know. We're gonna have a good season this year.
Tulane's one more
But anyway.
9-win season away from needing a new coach. All right,
maybe.
Thomas, get to the trivia.
All right, so the trivia sponsored as always by the one only Budrich. And he told me it's gonna be an easy one, but when he says it's an easy one, you know how it ends usually. So the trivia for tonight is...
Oh, Jesus.
Who
idea.
was the
I have no
last
idea.
Saints head coach that did not play football in college and or pro?
Oh, dude.
You already know?
See, no,
I feel like
don't.
it's got to be one of the old. It's got to be like one of the old guys because you can get away
the
with that.
Saints
back
do
then.
that. Like the Saints.
It's like you can't get away with that now. Nobody who like could you imagine a head coach in the NFL now who never played a down of football
Dude, the
professionally
Saints-
or in college? Like that would never happen. That's not even feasible now.
The Saints hired.
Right? Am I wrong?
You're right. But the Saints made some horrific coaching hires in the 70s, like John North, JP something. Like it's horrific. See though, Jim Mora, he was a roommate with Jack Kemp, so I know he played college football somewhere. Bum Phillips had to play college football somewhere, right?
Had to, yeah.
I'm saying,
What about Wade?
Wait, see that would be cheating because Wade Phillips was only coach for the Saints for like 3 games.
Did Jim Moore play?
Yeah, he did. I just said he was roommates with Jack Kemp, I think. So
Hold on.
I really think
Aaron Cromer. Did Aaron Cromer play college football?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yes. Did he play college football or professional football?
Okay, we know.
Budrich in the chat says no interim head coaches.
Okay.
Okay.
I was thinking Rick Venturi also.
No, I'm gonna say J.D. Roberts, because him or John North or Ernie Heffel from 75, like one of them was like they hired him and he was like from Canada or semi-pro or some like nonsense like that, and it might have been like from Canada. So like one of those, I'm going J.D. Roberts because one of those.
That's pro. CFL is pro. You get paid. That's pro.
Oh, see, I didn't think of that. I'm still going it.
He doesn't say NFL.
Yeah. So I'm going J.D. Roberts as my.
I'm not even attempting to. Like
Kevin, who you got?
you're throwing out names I've
Kevin's
never even
gone.
heard of before.
Andrew,
Hank
who you
Stram.
got?
I guess I'll go Jim Mora.
I said Hank Stram at the start.
All right, go. What you got, Thomas?
He did?
I think so.
Yet. I just figured it had to be an old guy.
It's a good guess.
All right, let's go with Kevin's guess then. And let's see if he was right.
It was. That's crazy. He was a very successful coach, right?
Not with the
To
Saints,
quote
but he
Billy
won.
Not with
Madison,
the Saints.
I am the smartest man alive.
He's a Super Bowl winning coach with the Chiefs, right?
He
Yeah.
was, yeah.
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 Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, to be fair to Hank Stram, he drafted decently with the Saints by Saints standards, and Archie Manning was constantly hurt when he was the.
How does this happen?
This is amazing. So congratulations, Kevin. Kevin
Nailed
comes
it
in,
from Jump Street, buddy. Nailed it from Jump
swoops
Street.
in for the first time in like 3 months and just nails the trivia out of the park.
Good God.
Yes!
That's like
Well,
walking
that
onto
was
a
appropriate.
basketball
I didn't
court.
think you were going to use that soundbite, and there you go.
That's like walking onto a basketball court, no warm up, and just draining a half court three.
Yeah. It's incredible. Thomas has a soundbite for everything. The Saints Happy Hour viewer questions are brought to you by Hard Hide, Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Thomas, take it to the top.
Roger that.
Before we get to the mailbag, I just want to say my stomach is an absolute disaster. If I had to drink this before the end of the show, the chances that I might vomit are high. So, Thomas, what's first up?
You heard the man.
Yeah, we are $70 away from the second drink, by the way. All right, first question.
Roll
Tons of
wave,
questions.
Oppenheimer. Roll wave.
Wait, before I read the question. First question from Saints Rabbit, the usual suspect. He asks, what former Saints player not named Drew Brees or Zach Strief would you like to see on the coaching staff if you could choose?
Ooh, that's a good question.
And you cannot pick Brandon Browner.
Oh yeah, is this a wrong answers only? Colston as a receivers coach. Like I feel like Colston has parlayed his playing into like a very successful entrepreneurial career, and he seems like he's doing really well. I've always thought he was very smart. I think he'd be a great receivers coach if he wanted to.
Really? Because I don't know if he's got I don't know if he has the personality for it. He's very quiet. I don't know if he's got that.
I don't know. I kind of feel like his
Rah-rah.
personality is perfect for like a position coach. Maybe not.
Junior Galette.
I mean, I think he's very knowledgeable. I think I agree with you. Like, I think if he wanted to be a coach, I think he would be very well respected.
Junior Galette as belting assistant.
That's right. He would whip people into shape. That's my wrong answer. My right answer would be, and Kevin's going to laugh at me, but I don't care. Jeremy Shockey, tight end coach. I'm just saying, like, he's a good tight end, and he would take the guys to Vegas. They could bond. Like, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Shockey.
my wrong answer is Martin Gramatica, special teams coach.
Wow, yeah. He'll tell you how to get through. Yeah, he'll tell you how to persevere through adversity.
What about the guy?
By the way, speaking of former players and Jimmy Graham specifically, my son came home from school a couple of weeks ago. He had a group come and talk to his school, like a assembly or whatever. And it was a group of 4 people. It was only 2 of the 4 people that came to talk to his school. And it's a group of 4 people, and they are going to the Arctic or the Antarctic. I don't remember which one.
Arctic.
And the Arctic, and they're rowing, and they're going to try to set a Guinness Book of World Records. And my son is like, guess who one of the people is? And I'm like, who? And he's like, Jimmy Graham.
Yeah.
Apparently Jimmy Graham. Yeah, we've never discussed this. But yeah, apparently Jimmy Graham is one of 4 people that are trying to set this world record in the Arctic for rowing, or like a rowboat or something like that.
This is old news, man.
Well, they're about to do it. They're going to do it. They haven't done it yet.
He rowed somewhere before this, though, right?
Well, it's news to me. It's probably news to a lot of people.
This news came out like in the early fall, I feel like.
Yeah, you're right.
Or maybe even the late summer.
What?
Yeah,
He's been training
for a while.
For August.
Shut up.
August 2024. Yeah. Yeah. Dave.
Okay, well, still, we never discussed it on this podcast.
It's new,
and it was
to
news
Dave.
to me. And it was news to me, and I'm on a goddamn weekly podcast. So I imagine there's probably a good amount of people out there who
I mean, to be
hey, look, hey, if this
People in
information
the
was news
chat,
to
you
you,
definitely knew about this. Please confirm.
to be fair,
confirm or deny. And for those of you out there listening,
Thomas.
and for those of you out there listening, write in, email us at saintshappyhourpodcast@gmail.com and let us know if this is the first time you're hearing of this or not. We really want to hear from you guys out there.
To be fair, Dennis Allen being
Did I get the email
terrible
address
just blocked out all non-football related Saints news for long stretch. So Thomas,
Is
what's
it
next?
Saints Happy Hour Podcast @gmail.com?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was a former, let's see, there was Jimmy Graham's Quest to Row the Arctic Ocean is an article on ESPN that was on August 13th of 2024.
Still, we didn't talk about it on this podcast. That's why we need to have a weekly segment like Barstool like Pardon My Take has like a hot seat cool throne or like a who's back where like we each get where we have to come up with like a random thing. I feel like that would promote us bringing up something like this.
Oh yeah,
I like it.
better than like better than random Saint of the Week. Thomas, what's next?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
All right, next question. A long one from Aldi Marino, but a great one. So pay attention. After taking control of a small island nation and quote unquote pacifying the locals, give me the one rule that you would have the locals follow just for you. Generalismo. The one crazy rule that applies in Ralph America, Davistan, Judea, and Heldonian Republic.
I feel like this is right in your wheelhouse, Kevin.
Yeah, I know. I've played enough Civilization and Tropico and all these other damn games.
Pacifying in the Rim world.
You have to use your blinker. We chop your head off if you don't use your blinker.
Yeah, like give me the one rule that the locals follow just for me. But you see, that's
Every
the thing
woman
is,
has to be a nurse.
like
Nice.
so it's the one rule that applies, but that's the thing is it applies just to me.
No, they have to do it. It makes you happy, I guess. Because
Yeah, you're the ruler, man, and you make the rule for your people, man.
It's just the one rule. Yeah, it's just one law that you can make.
I know what Oppenheimer would do. He would have everyone greet you with Tulane sucks.
yeah,
Instead of hello, you say Tulane sucks.
He would ban all.
bring your Tulane gear to the town square. We're gonna burn it.
Small island.
See, I know what I would do. I would make it a law that everybody's left hand has to get chopped off.
So you're equal to
Because if
everybody.
I have to be crippled, everybody
Right.
has to be crippled.
Well, you could just
It could ruin the economy. It could ruin the economy.
A keg of
No. Instead, here's the thing. Instead of going the whole hand, you have everybody at the age of 18. They're forced to choose which finger on their left hand they're going to lose.
Oh yeah.
Because then that way they've sort of gotten used to using the left hand for anything. Now they're losing a digit, so now it's basically useless.
Yeah.
All right, I have another one.
Could ruin the economy of Ralphistan, though. Could really.
Ralphistan. Well, what about
You think they would phone in a friend and ask
Ralph America
for advice?
Yeah.
I have a good one for Juge.
Juge's question. Juge's rule is Interstate Love Song is the national anthem.
Yes, I like that.
Dude, Jude,
Barf.
my son has discovered Stone Temple Pilots.
Oh
The
no.
only problem is he
Please,
doesn't
no.
play
Pilots?
the whole. He doesn't play the whole catalog. He just listens to
Lies in the
Unglued
Vaseline.
Oh,
and Sex
Unglued.
Type Thing.
Oh yeah.
That's
What the hell?
over
What
and
the
over
hell?
and
Beautiful.
over.
He's gonna go to
and over and
school.
over
He's
again.
gonna go to school. His teacher's gonna ask
Great
him what his
taste.
favorite song is, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, it's Sex Type Thing."
Well,
Yeah.
it's better than Dead and Bloated, I guess.
He likes that one, but not as much.
Or he's just going to run around screaming, I want to run through your wicked garden.
My rule would be people over the age of 65 have to take physical driving tests every 5 years to keep their license.
Every month.
every year.
If I was
Yeah.
Jesus.
every month.
Just giving it to them. Good
In fact,
Lord.
I just make it a constitutional amendment. You can't drive. Too old.
All right. I like that better. I like that better, Ralph.
I mean,
That's it.
come
If
on,
you're over 70,
David's-
you're done. You're done. You had a good run.
You're done.
Congratulations.
Thomas, you
there
said
are
you had a
plenty-
good one for me.
No, hang on, wait. I've
Yeah,
got it.
I-
Uber
Yes.
tax credits.
All right, I've got it. All the jobs are cataloged into, like you've got service jobs, you have to be in the military, all this other kind of stuff. So here's my rule. Every
You have to
citizen
work 2 years in
has-
each category.
Every citizen has to work, right? 2 years in each field
Yeah, right.
at some point,
I
but
like
from
that.
the ages of like 18 to 30. So that way they get an appreciation for everything that goes
Yeah.
on in
Yeah.
the society.
Yeah.
I like
Work retail, motherfuckers. I fucking dare you.
Right.
Fucking work
Exactly.
work 2 years in my
Exactly.
fucking store.
Exactly.
I will
Sounds like
show
a
you
threat.
stupidity. It is a threat. It is a threat.
All right.
What's next, Thomas?
Yeah, I think a good one for Juge. I think Juge is so bougie he would just ban people being poor,
Jesus Christ.
Like it would be illegal to be poor in his country,
Shit, Dude, you can run for public office on that.
Wow, my goodness.
Wow. You don't even
Everyone
have to
has to
run.
be
You
rich.
could just you could just latch on to somebody else who's running for office and then just weasel your way in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh Lord, Thomas, what is next? By the way, I'll drink that. My stomach is. I might need to go to the. I
Yeah,
might need to
come
make-
on. This is
Motor
lame.
oil
This
in
is
there, bro.
lame.
It looks like
lame.
motor oil.
It does.
Where are all of you? Where are all the rich people? We only have poor people listening today, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to get
Not
I'm
from
outta here.
Juge's
I'm going to get
stand.
another drink.
They saw me and they heard my diatribe about the rich, and they're just like, nope.
No,
We're not
Nope.
even.
no.
We love
Yeah.
all of you.
I'm
No,
gonna get another drink.
people from Judea.
By the way, if you're listening to the free version, click on the link. We're giving away 2 months for free, courtesy of Hard Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey for like another week and a half. Only 30 of like the 75 subscriptions have been claimed. You get 2 months free, like absolutely free, like no strings, no nothing. But anyway, Thomas,
People are saving up to afford their Saints season tickets.
you're not.
That's what it is.
I had to go to the plasma bank. Kellen Moore, you better come through, brother. What's next, Thomas?
All right, final question of the show from Budrich. He asks, this is a rough question. Would you rather deal with Jameis 101 or Derek Carr's family for 10 years?
I'd rather read a bullet. God.
Amelia.
Jesus. The car people are secret. The car stand / family are low key awful. They are. I said they're worse than the Jameis people. I said it on Twitter. I'm not taking it back.
What?
I meant every word.
I've never heard this before. Where is this coming from?
They're all there, man. They just
Did
stats.
they DM you or what?
The brother, yes. The stands do. The family hasn't yet. They're
Wait,
just
Derek
like
Carr's brother DMs you?
no, but like the
Oh.
Derek Carr stands. They send me the
Oh.
stats, and I'm just like the thing is, Jameis 101 was like a one-man operation.
One man
really.
band. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you just
What
block
do you mean
him.
was? That MFer is still out there.
He's still there, but I blocked him. So he's
ruining
like
people's
dead.
lives.
He's like dead to me. So I just blocked him and moved on with my life. The car people, they have like a battalion of them. They're not as good as Jameis 101. They're not as strong maybe or as smart, but they're more plentiful and it's
But are
harder
you
to
catching
block.
much heat from them? I feel like we've been pretty easy on him.
Yeah, but they don't like it when you are like
Feed them after midnight.
It's like when it's a gremlin. You feed them after midnight. They start throwing EPA per play stats at you nonstop. No, they get mad when you are like, we can move on, and maybe you could get a Daniel Jones or another, and they could, maybe you get lucky and they could be as good as Derek Carr, because Derek Carr at his best is like the 15th best quarterback. Then they shoot me all the top 10 stats, and I'm like, he doesn't feel top 10. And like, why are you DMing me? I don't care.
Just take your Ralph. Just take your salary cap win and go home. All right.
That's right. That's what I should have done. I'm dunking on the nerds. Leave me alone, Carr family stands. Leave me alone. But that's my choice. But what about y'all? Would y'all rather deal with the Carr family or Jameis 101?
I'm not. The thing is that the Derek Carr family stands. Their work is just nowhere even close to prevalent as Jameis 101. Like, I am way more familiar with Jameis 101's catalog of work than I am with the Derek Carr family.
Here's the question.
And what I do know of Jameis 101's work is I cannot fucking stand it. It's gross and abhorrent. And the guy belongs in a goddamn mental institution, and I have never seen mental gymnastics and twisting of numbers. It's beyond reproach. It is beyond reproach. I've never seen anybody manipulate facts and figures outside of the White House, I suppose, more so than this guy. It's unbelievable, and I cannot believe that Derek Carr's family was in that.
There's lies, damn lies, statistics, and then there's Jameis 101.
Andrew, I have a question for you.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
If I told you that if Jameis Winston was the quarterback of the Saints in 2025, and you had to have a personal phone call with Jameis 101 every week for 18 weeks, even during the bye week. If you did,
can I fucking spend the entire phone call yelling at him?
No, you just have to listen. If you did what, Andrew? If those two things happened, the Saints would be guaranteed to have Arch Manning at number 1 pick in 2026. Would you be able to do it?
I would drink a shot on the show.
I could do that.
It would be Drano.
Yeah, well, no, I wouldn't do that. I could put up with Jameis. Look, again, going back to my earlier comment, I fucking dare you to work retail for 2 years. I've worked retail for 20 years, okay? 20 years I've worked retail. I could take Jameis 101 standing on my head like a Shawshank prison sentence. I could handle that, okay?
You do it for
Arch Manning?
You bet.
Yes, absolutely. That would be, I would just, because what see here, when we, in the retail business,
short-circuited.
what you learn in the retail business is you learn this 20-yard stare where it looks like you're looking at the person that in the eye, but you're not. You're kind of looking through them and past them, and you're just nodding. You're just nodding, and you're just saying a series of ahas and you're not listening to them because you know they're the stupidest person in the world. So I have perfected that. And I would have no problem getting on a phone call weekly with Jameis 101. I would deflect all of it easily, and I would take that bullet for Who Dat Nation in a second.
For Arch Manning, we need it. They
don't
have
the only person more qualified to do that. The only person more qualified to do that than me would be a 10+ year Walmart employee. Or I'll say Target.
We don't
suck on this bitch.
We don't have a good
bitch.
The patrons need to come up with. We need to think on and have it in the chamber for a T-shirt, Dave, or maybe a cup for the patrons.
Yeah.
If the Saints season turns bad, we need a slogan like they used to have: "Tank for Tua, suck for luck." Yeah. We need a slogan that rhymes with Arch or rhymes with Manning.
Oh, right. Yeah, good.
We need it. We could put it on T-shirts, cups, medallions, doubloons.
Yeah,
I
let
mean,
me
we-
chat GPT this, see if
Yeah, there you go.
if
Good thinking.
OpenAI can give me some ideas here.
Yeah.
So, Thomas, thank everybody who donated and give us MVP. Is it going to be Oppenheimer again? He's doing 4 straight weeks. Look. I want to say, look at this. Look at the job my wife did. She did clown Oppenheimer. She did clown in 4 different colors for you. Got red,
Yes.
blue, green.
We can
Well,
only
three
see we cannot see the first one. But
Yeah, it just says lounge.
you need to move it.
What about now?
Yeah.
There we go. What about now? Look at that. Beautiful.
Yeah, kinda.
Just saying. Just.
March for Arch. That's not bad.
Oh yeah. Marching. Where are we? But where?
Yeah.
To the throat of hell.
Thomas, recap who donated.
Parched for Arch.
No.
Come on, man.
Can I recap?
Yeah, recap.
Okay, thanks to everyone who donated. We are on a 80-week donation streak. Only 24 weeks more to go for Ralph opening an Only Hands account with his sexy hand. Surprisingly, we only have 2 different donators, which are Who That Golfer and the MVP for the 5th week in a row.
Wow.
Who is?
My father and benefactor.
The one and only Oppenheimer! Congratulations!
And by the way,
Factoring.
I want to plug this because I think this is a valuable thing for the patrons and people that are thinking about becoming a patron. We have a voice channel in Discord. Oppenheimer, because a bunch of patrons were like, hey, we want to do something in the voice channel. So now every Thursday, all the patrons are gonna get together in the voice channel, and it's gonna be awesome. Oppenheimer has volunteered to record it, and we're gonna post it as content. It's gonna be great. It's a great way for you guys to meet each other in the Discord and grow the Saints Happy Hour community. It's fun. It's amazing. By the way, the Discord is freaking amazing. If you're getting tired of Twitter because the search function stinks and it's broken because there's like 4 people that work at Twitter now. If you're tired of Instagram and TikTok, like our Discord is amazing. You should join.
This was a great one. It's kind of heady, but I like it. ChatGPT, like Arch is not a great name for, saying you should suck to get him. But this one was pretty creative. Flatline for the bloodline. I like it.
Okay.
Flatline.
Cue the wrestling jokes, though. But
I mean,
yeah.
that's not bad.
I like it.
think
Yeah.
thing is like you got to come up with a good like graphic / maybe like the heart monitor thing.
Right, it's the heart monitor, and then when it flatlines, it's the little head is the little like the beep is Arch Manning's head.
That could be the next swag item. We'll put it on a cup, flatline.
Oh yeah, because the Mora slogans did so well.
The Morris stickers, they're amazing. The thing is, Kevin, the people that love them really love them, and I shipped out some more of them for like patrons that were like, I need more of the Morris stickers. I don't know what they're doing with them.
Oh, this isn't bad from Wendell. Canning for Manning.
Oh, that is it.
Not bad.
That's pretty good. That's a good one. I think we kicked the flat line for the bloodline. They gotta be winless getting into October. But I don't want to be that negative. It's not even my birthday yet. It's not even.
I think the canning one might be the best one. I'm wondering if there's something that rhymes with like grandson. If there's, because I like the bloodline. I like where you're going. Bloodline thing. There's something grandson.
We gotta workshop it. Thomas.
We'll circle back to this.
Yeah. So Thomas recapped everything. Thanks everybody. Random Saint of the Week. Brian Ford.
Wow. I've met him before. Nice guy.
Yeah.
Went to the Falcons though.
Yeah. So he's kind of dead to us, but
Yep.
he was a
He's dead to me.
backup. He's a backup linebacker for the Dome Patrol, and he actually got money from Atlanta because they thought any linebacker near the Dome Patrol was actually good, and Brian wasn't. But we love you anyway. So
He was like the original Chase Daniel.
he kind of was. He didn't make $50 million not playing football though. Chase Daniels good on the podcast with Diana.
Jason Champagne, awful for Arch.
Ooh, that's good.
Not bad.
Write that down, Thomas. Thanks to everybody for watching. If you enjoyed the show, we made you laugh.
ChatGPT couldn't come up with that themselves.
Flatline the bloodline, baby.
But it took Jason to come up with awful for Arch. I don't know. I'm not worried about AI, I guess.
I'm dubious.
I think we're safe.
We're just tearing down trees for nothing.
Yeah. So if you enjoyed the show, go to patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour. Give us a shot. Every little bit helps. We need all the support we can get to keep the show growing, having fun, and you get the best Saints content on earth. And it can be as little as $5. Come on, people, sign up, join us. The party. It's amazing. You should do it. And don't forget to follow us on the socials and wherever you get your podcast. Thanks to Kevin for showing up, Dave, Andrew, and Thomas, the best producer on earth, running the show back in Poland. He did not give me an attaboy. I set up my camera with the arm and all kinds of stuff. It was really hard. My crippled ass did it. Thomas didn't compliment me once. But anyway, I love you. I love you still, Thomas. Until next time, the bar is closed.